Question 8, John Lamont.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. To ask the Scottish Executive what it is doing to support public transport in the Scottish Borders.
Stuart Stevenson.
The Scottish Government encourages all local authorities to promote public transport. Scottish Government funding for bus services across Scotland is considerable. This year it included £63 million for bus services operators grant and £182 million for concessionary travel. We are also providing record levels of funding to local authorities. Latest figures show that councils spent some £51 million supporting local bus services in 2007-08. Substantial outlay intended to help the industry drive down fare costs and deliver other benefits. We are also committed to developing rail services, including the £235 to £295 million Borders rail project, and that will improve public transport provision for a range of communities.
John Lamont.
Thank you. As we have heard already, in my constituency in the Scottish Borders, dozens of local bus routes will be lost to remote and rural communities unless financial support to these bus companies continues. Whilst the Minister says there is considerable funding available, the local council is very clear it is not receiving sufficient funding from the Scottish Government to help support these services. Does the Scottish Government acknowledge the importance of these bus routes, and what support, in addition to what he has already outlined, will he provide to Scottish Borders Council?
Minister.
The Scottish Borders Council, as councils across Scotland, has seen above inflation increase in funding, the average being 2.9% across Scotland. So we are providing the funds for councils to support bus services across Scotland. It is their responsibility, and they are best placed to understand local needs and to provide a local response.
Jeremy Purvis.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. Given the fragile nature of the sustainability of the services in rural parts of the borders, and given that in fact it is a borders community, then the comparison immediately south of the border with England is very clear. Can the Government confirm that the support from the Scottish Government per mile, or the pence per mile, is identical to that we receive of local authorities immediately south of the border in England?
Minister.
Perhaps the key thing I would draw the members' attention to, Presiding Officer, is that the average support that is given to bus services in Scotland is higher, substantially higher, than the average support in England. I think we are giving terrific support to Scottish bus services.